Do you know about Majorian? Well, sit back and let me tell you my story. I am Julius Valerius Majorianus, the Western Roman Emperor who ruled during one of the most turbulent times in history. But before I became emperor, I was just a boy with dreams, ambitions, and a destiny that seemed far beyond reach. I was born into a distinguished military family in AD 420. My father was a high-ranking officer, serving under the legendary General Aetius. From a young age, I was groomed for greatness, receiving the finest education in literature, philosophy, and of course, military strategy. My childhood was a mix of rigorous training and intellectual pursuits. My family hailed from Gaul, where I spent my early years learning the art of war. My tutors often remarked on my keen mind and relentless determination, qualities that would later define my reign. I was deeply influenced by the stories of Rome's past glories and the wisdom of my tutors. They taught me that leadership was not just about power, but about justice, honor, and the welfare of the people. These lessons would guide me through the darkest days of my life. My father's death when I was just a young man was a turning point. It propelled me into the military, where I served under the master of soldiers, Aetius. It was under his tutelage that I honed my skills and began to understand the true nature of leadership and warfare. I fought numerous battles, facing threats from both within and outside the empire. Each victory and defeat molded me into the man I was destined to become. But it wasn't until the rise of my friend Ricimer that my life took a truly unexpected turn. Ricimer was more than a friend. He was a kingmaker. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be emperor. He saw in me the potential to restore Rome's former glory, and with his support, my ascension to the throne began. Becoming emperor was never my ambition, but destiny had other plans. The Western Roman Empire was crumbling, and power was slipping through our fingers. Amidst the chaos, one man saw an opportunity: Ricimer. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be emperor. He is a kingmaker. Ricimer was not just a friend. He was a brilliant strategist and a master of political maneuvering. In AD 457, after the overthrow of Emperor Avitus, Ricimer's influence ensured that I was appointed the master of soldiers. It was the first step towards the throne. My first major test came at Bellinzona, where I faced the Alemanni invaders. Victory there was crucial, not just for Rome, but for my claim to leadership. I led the charge, and we emerged victorious. It was a turning point. On April 1st, 457, with Ricimer's unwavering support, I was proclaimed emperor. The Senate hailed me as the savior of Rome, but I knew the real challenges were just beginning. The empire was fractured, and enemies were closing in from all sides. My ascension was met with both hope and skepticism. I promised reforms to stop abuses in tax collection and to protect the provincials from oppression. My goal was clear: to restore the Roman Empire to its former glory. The responsibilities of the throne were immense. I worked tirelessly, balancing military campaigns with administrative reforms. Every decision weighed heavily on me, knowing the fate of the empire rested on my shoulders.
But no matter how strong my resolve, external threats loom at large. The Vandals had a vital province. Ricimer and he knew we had to act swiftly. In 458 we began building a fleet aiming to reclaim Africa and restore Rome's dominance.
With the crown upon my head, the weight of the Roman Empire rested heavily on my shoulders. The empire was besieged on all fronts, and it was my duty to restore order and stability. The first challenge was to reclaim Africa from the Vandals, a vital province lost to us. In 458, I initiated the construction of a formidable fleet, aiming to reclaim Africa. Our preparations were meticulous, and the fleet, consisting of 300 ships, was ready by 460. The invasion was set in motion, and I crossed into Spain to secure support and rally our forces.
I said to them, brave soldiers of Rome, today we fight not just for land, but for our heritage, our future, to claim what is rightfully ours and restore the glory of Rome.
Despite our best efforts, disaster struck. The Vandal fleet, led by Geiserich, launched a sudden and devastating attack on our ships at Carthago Nova. Most of our fleet was captured or destroyed. It was a crushing blow, and we were forced into a humiliating peace. The loss was more than a strategic failure. It was a personal defeat. I returned to Italy, burdened by the knowledge that my dreams of restoring Rome were slipping away. Yet I refused to be deterred. My focus shifted to internal reforms and protecting the provinces from further oppression. I worked tirelessly to stop abuses in tax collection and to protect the provincials from corruption. My reforms were aimed at stabilizing the empire and ensuring a fairer administration. But every step forward seemed to be met with resistance and betrayal. Little did I know, my closest ally, Ricimer, had begun to see me as a threat. The man who once championed my rise to power now saw me as an obstacle. Political intrigue and betrayal were constant companions, and trust was a rare commodity. Despite the internal strife, I continued to fight for Rome. I secured the support of Gaul, where a movement towards independence was gaining momentum. My efforts earned me the praise of the poet Sidonius Apollinaris, a small but significant victory in a sea of challenges. Stay tuned for Part 4, where I will reveal the dramatic end of my reign and the events leading to my untimely death. Experience the final days of my struggle to hold the empire together and the betrayal that sealed my fate. The weight of leadership had always been heavy, but in the final days it became unbearable. Betrayal was brewing, and the empire I sought to restore was slipping away. Ricimer, the man who once stood by my side, had turned against me. Ricimer's ambition knew no bounds. He saw me as a threat to his power and began to conspire with those who resented my reforms. I was unaware of the depth of his treachery until it was too late. In August of 461, I received a summons from Ricimer. He claimed it was to discuss pressing matters of state. I went, hoping to mend the rift and solidify our alliance. But it was a trap. Ricimer's guards seized me, and I was forced to abdicate. The betrayal cut deeper than any sword. The man I had trusted with my life had orchestrated my downfall. As I sat in captivity, I reflected on my reign. The victories, the reforms, the relentless pursuit of Rome's restoration. I had given everything for the empire, but it wasn't enough. 5 days later, on August 7th, 461, my fate was sealed. I was executed in Dertona, Liguria. My death was not just the end of my life, but a symbol of the empire's deepening fractures. I was but another victim of Rome's relentless decline. In my final moments, I felt a mix of sorrow and defiance. Sorrow for what could have been, and defiance against the betrayal that brought me here. My legacy, I hoped, would be more than this tragic end. Stay tuned for Part 5, where I will discuss my legacy and how history remembers me. Discover the impact of my reign on the Roman Empire and the lessons that echo through the ages. My reign was brief, yet the echoes of my efforts resonate through history. Though my life was cut short, the impact I sought to make on the Roman Empire left a mark that would be remembered for centuries. I worked tirelessly to stop the abuses in tax collection and ensure that the people of Rome were treated fairly. These reforms, though they faced resistance, were a testament to my vision of a just and equitable empire. My military campaigns were driven by a desire to restore Rome's dominance. Every battle fought, every strategy planned, was with the hope of reviving the glory of the empire. Even in defeat, the spirit of Rome lived on through our efforts. Today, my legacy is reflected in the ruins and relics of Rome. Visitors walk the same paths I once trod, exploring the history that shaped my life and reign. The lessons of my leadership continue to inspire those who seek to understand the past. Next, we'll conclude this journey with experiential travel information, ancient coin collecting, and a special message from our channel. Discover how you can connect with history through travel and collecting artifacts from the past. If my legacy has intrigued you, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more historical explorations. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments and prepare for the next part of my story, where we bridge the past and present through travel and collecting. Though centuries have passed since my reign, the remnants of the Roman Empire continue to captivate and educate. The ruins of Rome stand as silent witnesses to our history, offering a window into the past. Visiting these sites allows you to step into my world, to see the empire as I saw it, and to understand the challenges and triumphs of my reign. Each stone, each monument, tells a story of resilience and ambition. For those who seek a tangible connection to history, ancient coin collecting offers a unique opportunity. Coins from my era not only bear my likeness, but also capture the artistry and values of the time. For example, this solidus coin was minted at Arelate Comitatetian Mint, weighing 4.46 grams in gold. The coin features a depiction of me with a helmeted, diademed, draped and cuirassed bust facing right, holding a spear pointing forward and a shield adorned with a Christogram on my left arm. Thank you for joining me on this journey through my life and reign. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast to the modern world, topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge, both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity and our shared history opens up the world to each of us individually and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit is more than just a philosophy or style. It's a way of living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share your thoughts and questions in the comments. Together, we can continue to explore the rich tapestry of history and its lessons for today.